there's fresh footage that's coming in, and I want to bring in my colleague Shivani for more on this. Shivani, you're constantly in touch with your sources in the Air Force. What more can you tell us?
Gaurav, this is an unfortunate crash incident that has happened, and that too in Dubai Airshow, where Indian Air Force's Tejas had gone to participate, and this was the air show which was happening. And mid-air, we saw this crash happening. What is the situation of the pilot is still not known, but he might have ejected at a higher altitude because he's not visible from the videos which we have, Gaurav. But we cannot say whether he ejected or not. We are still waiting for more details, as the Indian Air Force has only confirmed about the crash and says that we are ascertaining more details about this crash, how this happened, what was the reason, what is the situation of the pilot. We are still waiting for all that information, but certainly this is the second Tejas that has crashed, and Tejas for that matter, because India is looking ahead as one of the major workforces for its depleting squadron strength. And now when the Tejas has crashed here, this has opened a whole lot of debate. After the court of inquiry will happen, the reason will be known, but what went wrong, what was the reason of this particular crash that has happened in Dubai. So this is an incident that has happened in Dubai, and Tejas, which was participating in a number of multilateral exercises, Gaurav, not only in India, when we are seeing that there have been exercises like the Tri-Services Exercise Trishul, in which Tejas have been a part of these exercises, multiple operations, the complex missions it has been taking on. It has been a part of many other bilateral, multilateral exercises. And now it was there in Dubai as a part of Indian Air Force's contingent, which also includes the Surya Kiran aerobatic teams that had also mesmerized the spectators out there. But Tejas, while it was flying, it has crashed. We can see these visuals clearly, that how it has hit the ground, and that smoke which can be seen, the fire which can be seen, but we haven't seen yet how the pilot has ejected. Where is the pilot and what is the situation? We still are waiting.
Let me also bring in Air Marshal Kapoor, who's been
Air.
Director General of Flight Safety and Inspections. Air Marshal Chopra, a fighter pilot, a Mirage 2000 pilot, also with us on this broadcast. Air Marshal Kapoor, from these images, what is the picture that you would be able to draw? There are some more images that are there, but none of them seem to indicate, the canopy opening up or the pilot bailing out or ejecting. So even if it has a zero ejection seat, pilots usually wait till the end to try and retrieve the aircraft. Would the pilot have had an opportunity, God willing, to come out earlier?
Not sure what exactly went wrong. I'm not sure at what stage the decision would have been taken to eject. Uh, but looking at these pictures close to the impact point, it's clear that the aircraft is mushing into the ground, and either the pilot has ejected before that, it's a free fall, or in the behind this cloud of smoke and fire, he has ejected, which is not visible from this angle. I'm not sure of any of these details, but I'm sure the pilots keep trying till the end. It could be a control problem. He could be relighting in case of an engine problem. He could be handling an emergency which may have happened. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But there is a set SOP by which the speed and height a pilot has to decide, and it's in fraction of seconds. So I'm not sure of this case, but the laid down instructions and orders are absolutely clear in this regard.
Okay. Air Marshal Chopra, a fighter pilot tries to retrieve the aircraft till the very end if there's an emergency. But is he also simultaneously communicating to the ATC and to the ground control what's happening? I know it's all a matter of seconds, the speed at which the aircraft is, and especially if it's in a downward spiral, there's a dive that he's unable to pull up from. Prima facie, a fly-by-wire issue, a loss of thrust, or is it unfair to conjecture? It could be many, many other reasons.
Gaurav, firstly, I must tell you that, a flying display pilot is made differently. He has a different level of psychological training that he goes through, because he knows that he is not only flying at the edge of the envelope of the aircraft, but is also flying very close to the ground, and there are spectators down below whom he is trying to impress. So therefore, there is a different ball game altogether. There are books written on the psychology of a display pilot. I read all this when I was doing the court of inquiry for that Mirage 2000 accident. So the second point I want to mention is that, yes, a pilot will try to. It's not the first time. The air crashes have taken place in air shows of fighter aircraft all across for decades. We have seen there have been cases where the aircraft has hit the ground, the aircraft has caught fire, but in the final portion when the aircraft is going up, the people have ejected. So as Air Marshal Kapoor said, I hope that in the dust bowl behind that the pilot has ejected, and we are all praying that he has, or he might have ejected much earlier. But yes, he's in constant touch with the ground control. He doesn't have to speak normally because, he's all the time concentrating on his display. And only the ground controller will speak to him in case he finds that something, he's crossing the line